NFL Week 3 score predictions, let's get into it. The Baltimore Ravens are at the Detroit Lions. Baltimore still a -7.5 despite the injuries. With Baltimore coming off a big victory and Detroit coming off a blowout loss in a short week, I already lean Baltimore. Now outside of a long Elijah Mitchell run in Week 1, Detroit has seemed pretty good against the run defensively. Baltimore does have some uncertainties on the injury list, especially in their front seven with some starters on the COVID list. However, I still think it'll be tough, and the Lions offense could really be searching for answers if Marlon Humphrey is lined up with TJ Hawkinson. As long as Lamar Jackson is playing, I'll take the Ravens 20-14. Next, the Atlanta Falcons are at the New York Giants. The Giants are a -3 at home. Two teams that are 0-2 and are in must-win situations. Daniel Jones has looked pretty good this year, and the Falcons are without their cornerback one, AJ Terrell. The Giants defense still has to get it together, but the Giants offense should be able to show off their new weapons in this game. I say Saquon Barkley has a monster game, and Kenny Golladay scores his first touchdown as a Giant. Give me the Giants 27-20. Next, the New Orleans Saints are at the New England Patriots. The Patriots are a -3 at home. Marshawn Lattimore, the Saints cornerback, should be back, but they're still without their center, Eric McCoy. If Jameis Winston looks like he did in Week 1, I like the Saints' chances. For New England, they'll be up against a tough defense and need to hope that Mac Jones continues to protect the ball. Although Jameis Winston can lose them the game, I say he bounces back here. I will take the Saints in a close one, 21-20. Next, the Cincinnati Bengals are at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's a -3, and there are a few key injuries. Even TJ Watt was announced out for the Steelers. We saw how the Bengals offense looked versus a tough Bears defense, and the Steelers are probably better defensively. We'll see what Zach Taylor schemes up, but it could be another tough one here for Cincinnati. With Ben Roethlisberger banged up, I think this is the game where we see Najee Harris go for over 100 yards on the ground. I'll take the Steelers in a low score, 17-13. The Indianapolis Colts are at the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee's a -5.5. The biggest question is Carson Wentz's status, but my guess is that he plays on Sunday. Derrick Henry last season had 281 rushing yards in 2 games versus the Colts last season, so I want to see if they can contain him here in 2021. Julio Jones looked like prime Julio last week, and Tannehill looked a lot better than his Week 1 performance. Now, if the Colts can control the ground game with Jonathan Taylor against a beatable Tennessee defense, I'm sure Indy could win this game, but I'm still riding with the Titans. I'll take them 28-23. The Washington football team is at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's a -7. Washington comes off 10 days of rest and allow Taylor Heineke to get used to being the starter. Buffalo's offense to this point has not looked the same as last year, but I'm sure at some point they will figure it out. However, the same can be said for Washington's defense, which had a lot of expectations coming into this year, but we have not seen it yet. I think Washington stays competitive in this one and covers the 7, but I have Buffalo winning in a close one, 26-24. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are a -7. This is a big game for both teams, division rivals, and each team is coming off a tough loss in Week 2. And remember, the loser of this would fall to 1-2 in a division where the Broncos and Raiders have a very good chance of going 3-0 after this week. Anyway, I'm going to be bold here and side with the Chargers. Justin Herbert played well against them last year in his debut and won at Arrowhead in Week 17 when KC starters were out. I still need to see more from this Chargers offense in the red zone. They've been dreadful there so far, but Kansas City's defense has not been that good themselves, and they are the worst team against the run this year, allowing 202 rushing yards per game against opponents. I will plug my nose and take the Chargers 34-30. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Arizona is a -7.5 on the road. Jacksonville has not looked good at all, and Arizona is one of the hottest teams in the NFL. I could definitely see the Cardinals front 7 making this a tough one for Trevor Lawrence and forcing him into a couple mistakes. DeAndre Hopkins' status for this game remains in question, but either way, I don't see the Jags defense stopping Kyler Murray. I'll take the Cardinals 31-20. Next, we have the Chicago Bears at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's a -7. Here it is. Justin Fields gets his first start in the NFL. Fields showed some upside last week and had some receivers drop his passes, but he did show he could make a rookie mistake in a crucial situation. Cleveland did lose Jarvis Landry for a little bit, but they also get Odell Beckham back, who makes his 2021 debut. Last week, the Bears were able to destroy the Bengals offensive line, but I don't see them doing that to the Browns. I say Cleveland takes this one 24-16. Next, we have the New York Jets. They're at the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are a -10.5 at home. People forget, but Teddy Bridgewater was a Jet for like 2 weeks, so I consider this one a revenge game scenario here for Teddy Bridgewater. Jets quarterback Zach Wilson did admit he has to adopt a more quote-unquote boring play style to limit his turnovers, and maybe we see that here. But with the way Teddy Bridgewater is slinging the ball right now, the Jets have a lot of problems defensively. I don't see the Jets being very competitive. I will take the Broncos 27-16. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas is a -3.5. It'll be another Jacoby Brissett week as Tua nurses a rib injury and was placed on IR today. Miami had nothing going offensively last week, and the spread is surprisingly close at only 3.5 points. Miami does get Will Fuller back in their lineup lineup and maybe he can make a big play or two. This is a classic letdown spot for the Raiders, but I will pick them anyway. I'll take Las Vegas 23-19. Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Minnesota Vikings. Seattle is a -2. Minnesota has their backs against the wall at 0-2, and it seems like Dalvin Cook is a legit game time decision. Seattle's defense has been nothing great so far, but I feel better about them coming off that tough overtime loss. The Vikings cornerbacks have been off to a rough start, especially Bashad Breeland, and I don't see them covering Metcalf and Lockett for an entire game. The Vikings are also still without their left tackle Christian Darrisaw and linebacker Anthony Barr. I think Russell Wilson has another big day in this one. I'll take Seattle 31-27. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Los Angeles Rams. Tampa Bay on the road is a -1.5. This could be a preview of the NFC Championship game this year. This should be a great one. I don't see either team running the ball much, and honestly, I could see Brady and Stafford combining for over 100 passing attempts in this game if it's high scoring. Although both teams have a bunch of defensive talent, Jason Pierre-Paul is out, and the Rams defense has not looked the same as last year so far. With that said, I'm going to take the home team underdog here in a shootout. I will take the Rams 40-36. Next, we have the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football at the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco is a -3 at home. We have yet to see the Niners face a tough team. They have faced the Lions and the Eagles so far, but they will get a tough task here on Sunday night. The Packers got the offense clicking versus a depleted Lions secondary, but this is going to be another tough competition for them on the road. The Packers are also without one of their offensive linemen, Elgton Jenkins, so they're down 3 offensive linemen from what they had last year if you include Corey Linsley and David Bakhtiari. Jimmy Garoppolo only has 1 turnover this season, and we know he can manage a game and make throws if he's given time. With Zadarius Smith, the best pass rusher on the Packers, out, I lean with the 49ers here. I'll take San Francisco 26-24. And on Monday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles are at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is a -3.5. This could be the Jalen Hurts breakout game on national TV where he earns respect from his doubters, but stopping Dallas's offense will be tough. The Eagles' pass defense is off to a great start, but they haven't faced an offense like Dallas just yet. You can also run on the Eagles, and so far the combination of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard is working very well for Dallas's offense. Unless Hurts has that breakout game, I'm sticking with Dallas. I'll take the Cowboys 28-19. That'll do it. Leave your predictions in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Good luck to everyone's teams out there, and I'll talk to you guys next time.